On air sign. All right, folks, we are live. It is Crypto Soldier and Crypto Operator, aka Drew, aka the car mechanic guy that can build just about anything out there. And we are here for a bunch of different reasons. Not to like let anything out of the bag too much, but both myself and Drew are combat veterans. Have a few years in the military, I know I can say I probably spent more time on the toilet in the military than most people have all their lives for some of these young bucks. And I'm sure Drew can do the same. But yeah, Drew, kick us off here. I'm going to set up some wrenches.
Hey, set up those wrenches. We're going to hand them out. Good to see everybody. Glad you are joining us. Thanks again. Definitely have missed you, Mr. Crypto Soldier. I know we had a little time where we were doing some live streams together. I sure enjoyed those times. Obviously, we all got kind of busy. We had holidays. We had Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that type of stuff. So, but I'm super glad to be back. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of your live stream. We got some fun, exciting stuff to talk about tonight. Looks like some people are coming in the chat again.
Yeah, but I think it looks like we got about 10 right now. I just received my DataBunker today, so I'm pretty excited, and I followed your advice and I kept it in the box. Didn't even crack it open. So I opened up the cardboard portion of it. It's got some bubble wrap and stuff in it and everything. And if some of you aren't familiar with what DataBunker is, it is a highly secured flash drive to basically tell you in layman's terms. It's like a thumb drive on steroids and creatine and just about every supplement under the sun. It's made from the same materials and the same construction standards that they use on the black boxes on airplanes. So yeah, I just got one. Basically, it's like fireproof, waterproof, weatherproof. I think if Aaron will give us a chance, myself and Drew might find ourselves at the gun range one day and really put this thing through its paces, maybe with some tannerite or something like that.
Tell you what, 100%, we need to do that. Am I getting some echo again? Can you hear me okay, or am I getting echo?
No, I have no echo because I muted my chat side. Cool. So no echo. But no, you're doing fine. You're cutting in and out a little bit, but I don't know if that's me or you. Hey, and DataBunker is in the house. All right, I'm going to add him as a moderator.
Why not? I want to show you what I got here too. I have a bunker myself sitting right here in my hand. So you had talked a little bit about these, and I don't think it's any secret. We're definitely going to shoot these. We're going to do a bunch of cool stuff. We're going to throw them around, drive over them, shoot at them, all kinds of cool, fun stuff.
Drop it off a building.
Sure. I'm down for whatever, I mean, if what we need to do is we need to get Aaron to – I think we should all just kind of do it together. We should find a place where we can all kind of fly out for the weekend or something. I've got a ton of land here, so we can do that here. Or if you have some spots down there, maybe we can do it down there or whatever. But, spend a weekend and let's just try and destroy these.
Well, I have a military-grade range on a Air Force base, and my best friend, Victor, just happens to be the supervisor over the range. It's a frangible-only ammunition range, which is the downside, but I also have a good buddy of mine that has 16 acres out in the middle of nowhere, so we can shoot it on the high-tension power line strips.
So that'd be cool. And then I really would like to get like a mile away and hit it with one of my sniper rifles. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Okay, I can't hit anything a mile away. My max is about 500 meters, so...
I'll tell you what, if you can pull the trigger, my friend, with one of my rifles, you can definitely hit a mile or two away, no problem.
You got a shy tack or what?
Oh no, shy techs are pretty awesome. You know, my favorite rifle that I have right now is just a 300 Win Mag. You know, reach out and touch someone. It's built on the same spec. So one of the you know, your audience, a lot of people know my military background. I was a sniper in the Army for years. And I got to do some pretty fun stuff. We got to field the 300 Win Mag that the sniper section has now. It's, you know, it's in Afghanistan. It's in all the countries and everything like that. We actually helped develop it. We helped develop the optics, kind of helped develop really the whole weapon system. So we went through 2 or 3 things, and kind of we'd call and be like, all right, it's doing really well, let's fix this, and we, you know, change all this, and they send us some new ones based on our recommendations. And so we got to basically perfect that into what they're using now in the fields. And then I went ahead and I built a similar rifle for myself, just for fun. I mean, I've probably shot it a dozen times, but it's a really neat rifle. There's a company called Vortex that supplied the optic for it, which it's a high definition glass optic, and I like it a little better than the Leopolds that we actually used in the field, but a lot of fun.
So yeah, DataBunker is actually in the chat, and here I didn't get a chance to tell him, but Aaron, I just got my box in today after I picked up my mail. I went back in and went back outside to have a cigarette, and there it was sitting on my front porch. So it comes in a handy dandy box like this, you know. So we will unbox it right quick. And it comes in a really neat. This damn thing's heavy. All right. It comes in a military ammo can. This is the type of ammo cans we use for 7.62 millimeter belt-fed ammunition. Yeah. It says M19A1 or Mark. No, this is Mark 19 ammo. It's a really small ammo can for Mark 19s.
Yeah, I wouldn't fit a ton of Mark 19 ammo over there.
Oh, you open up your handy dandy ammo can, and it has another box. All right, it says DataBunker on the side. And then, let's see here. Undo this thing here. And it has a very, very beautiful little brochure in here. Tells you all about it. So that's cool. I've got a DataBunker sticker for my car windshield.
What? I didn't get a sticker.
Yeah, but you're not cool like me. So.
Nobody's going to argue that fact.
And, oh, this is awesome, dude. I got a better color than you. Mine is OD green.
It's Army drab green.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to get one of the extra CARC stickers, like CA, basically what means chemical resistant, or was it chemical agent resistant coating. And it was funny. One of my really good friends, Brooks, our comm guy, basically said, "Oh yeah, he was playing in the talk with the radios and stuff like that." He goes, "Hey Danny, go pass me the CARC." He's just like, "The what?" And he was talking about the speaker box, the squawk box that's connected to the radio station on a base station. He goes, "Pass me the CARC." He's just like, "What's a CARC?" He goes, "You want the speaker box?" He goes, "Well, yeah, the CARC." He goes, "Why are you calling it that?" He goes, "Because that's what it says on it. It says CARC." He goes, "No, chemical agent resistant coating." And he felt like a big dummy.
I mean, I feel like that's really what happens in the military is they use so many acronyms for everything that once you figure out what they actually mean, you kind of feel a little dumb.
So there's a little secret panel door. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, there it is. There's a secret panel door. You open it up, and there's the wiring that connects everything together. And that's basically all there is to it, man. It's man, that's got to be at least about a 6-foot cable right there. And it's almost like a adapter. and it goes straight to USB. So if you guys have seen this, if you can see that, let's see. So it's a USB to printer cable sort of attachment thing to do right there. And it's basically a flash drive on mega steroids. So that's what that's all about. I'm going to review the chat here and see if I can catch up on anything.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching it. We do have a request to see if there's any way that you could like adjust your lighting to make it a little bit better or something like that. They're saying they're having a hard time seeing you. All
right, let me see what happens if I do this. All right.
But other than that, so Bunker is saying, "Where's your high temp silicon pig nose?" Oh, they're being made shortly. I'm sorry. He says that there's a high temp silicone pig nose that is being made shortly. So, last time I talked with Aaron, right, he was explaining to me some of the features of this bunker. Now, first of all, I'd like to tell you some of my experiences with the bunker. It is absolutely lightning fast, which I really like. You know, nowadays I do a lot of like video type stuff, right? And so we can get some pretty decent sized files that can take time to transfer. So I'm sure Aaron doesn't want to know, but I mean, it's fine. It's very top secret video, so it has to be in one of these. But I have literally been using this as almost a flash drive per se to transfer files because it's so fast. Plug it in, plug it into my computer, and you know I can transfer over a pretty good sized file. It transfers really fast. Bring it over to another computer, plug her in, transfer it over to that one. I think a lot of you guys, I mean, I've been down at David's the last couple of weeks. And so I actually have a laptop down there that I do some work on. And then I've got a really big like production studio up here that I do stuff on. But I was able to fill this thing up. Last time I went down to David's, I was able to fill this up with all the stuff that I made while I was there and then bring it back home with me, which was cool. I had asked Aaron at one point, I was a little concerned about traveling with it, and he was 100% accurate. No big deal. The guys, like the TSA, were actually really like impressed and asked me a lot of questions about it, but it went through security, no problem. I just carried it on, no big deal. And, you know, walking around the airport with it and stuff was kind of funny because it would get a lot of attention. People would be like looking at it and stuff like that. But
now, how does it show up through the X-ray machine? Like, it doesn't throw a flag through the X-ray machine or anything like that?
I don't know. You know, they took it, they sent it through, and then they actually did a little wipe on it and stuff like that. But I've flown enough this year where I'm like some kind of priority platinum status or something, and I don't know if that helps or not. But they really didn't give me any grief or anything like that. I made it through security, and I mean, I just pretty much walked through, and they just looked at it, and I think only one time actually that they swiped it down. They didn't do that every time. So Aaron could probably tell you more. He travels with them all the time. He said it looks really cool in the X-ray.
Out of curiosity, DataBunker, since you're in the chat, can you please enlighten us? How many like gigabytes does a DataBunker store? Because it's a pretty heavy piece of equipment. So we're talking like, you know, 64 gigs, 128 gigs. Like, what's this thing hold?
I think it's 32, but he'll answer.
Yeah, he'll answer. I'd rather hear from the expert. No offense to you, Drew. Since we got the guy that you know, builds them, sells them, he would really know for sure. 32 for now, and they're looking to upgrading, so that's cool.
Did you put a link at all to his site in here? Oh wow!
DataBunker website. Oh, please, Aaron. If you have the official DataBunker YouTube page, your official DataBunker Twitter page, and your website, please throw that into the chat. And when you throw it in the chat, I'm going to go update the. I'll update the description under the video here because I'll just copy paste it into my notepad. And that way everybody will have the access to it.
So Robert said it's only 32 gig in that huge thing. So Robert, here's the deal with the bunker. And Aaron can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've spent some time talking with him, and I just think it's a super cool, great concept. But so the deal with this is it's kind of based off of like the black box style deal that's in airplanes. They use them in trains. So the point of it is to record all the data that you are kind of getting in real time, and then store it securely. So originally it didn't need huge amounts of gigabytes because it's literally just data. And like, so for instance, when I was down at David's, we were going through some of the logs and stuff of all the servers because the servers were getting attacked and everything. So Shoe Money and I sat, we downloaded all the logs and all the data it was quite a bit of time, and it was only like 12 gigs worth of data, right? And that's probably a week's worth of data, but it's literally just logging, just lines and hits and stuff like that. So this was originally designed to just record the kinds of digital documents, is what Aaron is saying there. So it wasn't designed to be like putting all of your pictures and all of your movies and all of your files and stuff like that. In the crypto world, it works really nice as far as like, having your Trezor and stuff like that. Any of your crypto data could be on there. You could potentially put, you were talking about this earlier too, as far as like you could potentially put all of your digital files and documents as far as money, or currencies, I should say, stored on there. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to ever have this connected to the internet. So this can be 100% offline storage that is going to be completely secure. And they've got all kinds of awesome services that they do too over there. So, and I mean, you could talk to Aaron more about that, but that's about it.
I'm gonna throw an invite to Aaron. Aaron, would you like to come into the chat and do a little bit of a pitch here? I've got, how much time do I've got? I've got about another hour and a half or so. I will throw you a link into your Telegram, and Aaron, if you want to chime in, you are more than welcome to, sir. You would be a very welcome guest with us. Get this over here.
So Robert says, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so Aaron says larger capacities are being developed. They're just not off-the-shelf electronics, which is correct. So part of the deal,
are hand-built. Hand-built.
Oh yeah, yeah. Each one is hand-built, right? And he was telling me, I don't know all the details, but he was telling me like the amount of pounds and stuff that it takes for each one of these screws. I mean, it's all pressure tested. These have already been tested in fires and stuff like that, as far as multiple thousands of degrees for hours on hours, and you can still, all the data that's in there is still good. So
Bunker is in the chat, and now we have the subject matter expert that can speak intelligently, smarter than me and Drew can.
I don't know about that.
Please, how many pounds of pressure does it take to compress the DataBunker guts inside of it? You told me once when we were in Texas. So.
Oh, I see. So when you put the lid down, you have to press the lid in. It's 400 psi to press that down in before it gets mechanically fastened. So that helps create the the fireproof, waterproof seal, and then makes it extremely tamper resistant.
How deep can this thing go in water? Because like my Galaxy can probably go 3 feet in water for about 30 minutes to an hour tops. People's smartwatches have that test. My insulin pump can go in water for about a meter for about an hour before it fries out? How deep and how long can a data bunker last under
We're
water?
very comfortable with 90 feet in salt water. So
90 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you take in consideration the unit you guys are holding is the product that we developed for trains. These are the black boxes that go in airplanes, and then in that particular case is the train. And we just took off the parts that made it a train data recorder and put a handle on it and made a personal black box. So now, individuals and businesses can use them to store vital data. So worst case scenario, building collapse, fire, flood, nuclear EMP, it's going to retain your data in that worst case scenario.
Crypto Keeper asks, how many licks does it take to get to the middle of a data bunker?
You're going to be licking it for a really long time. once you get through the paint, then you'll get into the stainless steel. So it's 11 gauge stainless steel, welded on the corners. The real secret sauce is the microporous insulation inside. It's a very unique product. That's why it can sit in an oven at 1400 degrees for hours and not be affected. It's designed, and this is kind of the specs of what the train legislation specs are, is it has to sit in a diesel fire for 10 hours and still remain whole. So that is a specification that thing has to meet. The G-force that it's able to withstand is immense.
So you said 90 feet of water. Okay, it hits 90 feet. How long for what time span can it last before something starts seeping in?
We've had it tested up to an hour. We're currently doing a couple more production modifications that we know that time is going to go beyond it, and we'll stand behind it. So essentially what you're looking at is something that in a train collision, worst case scenario disaster, this thing's going to be able to withstand the punishment.
All right, Greg. So great. So we can go 90 feet for at least an hour. And I mean, that's a lot of pressure at 90 feet. I mean, I've done some diving here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, ears start popping at about 10 feet. So let's just multiply that by 9. I mean, like I said, your standard iPhone and Samsung Galaxy doesn't last that long underwater and doesn't take that type of punishment. But no, it's an awesome piece of equipment. I love that you sent me OD green in the Mark 19 ammo can. It's very appropriate.
I would have done the same for you, Drew, but I didn't have any greens with me at the time.
You know what?
shoot that one up, and then I'll send you a green one.
That's what I was going to say. We've already agreed that we're going to destroy this one.
Oh, yeah.
And basically what we're going to do with it is we are going to start at a pretty low caliber. We'll start with like 22s and stuff like that. I actually just got an FN pistol that shoots a rifle round. And
I know what you have. I know what you have.
I know exactly which one that is. That'll go right through it.
I'm sure it will too, but Drew is a pink guy, Crypto Keeper says. Okay. It's funny you mentioned that because earlier today I did have a pink shirt on and I changed to blue for the live stream. So so a couple questions quick too. Crypto Keeper asked, what about if there was a heavy magnet, is that going to damage what's inside?
No, it's EMI.
So it won't Z it out or anything? No. I mean, because magnets, that's what all the hackers use to Z out their hard drives.
No, it's not going to affect it.
Oh, well, that's a problem too. If I'm a hacker and I've got everything saved on here, how do I destroy it when the feds come knocking?
Shortly. We just got our trade compliance finished for our Bunker Crypt software.
Okay.
So now we'll be able to export the encryption software that we developed. It's a very simple, easy to use user interface to encrypt your drive. As you download the encryption. It walks you through just a few clicks, and you allocate the space that you want encrypted, and then you build your folders, and it's done. And I don't know if you've plugged it in yet, Marco, but there's a folder tree inside, so that when you plug it into your computer, you can see the folder tree of medical documents, legal history. It's all set up for you that way to make it kind of convenient. But then, if you go and add private keys, you can set aside a folder for that to store your private keys on, or whatever else you want.
So is the one that you just sent me right now, is that set up to store cryptocurrencies on it?
At the moment, no. We're deciding whether we're going to offer a pre-installed wallet. So that's kind of in the IT realm at the moment, that we're figuring that out. But you can, and we've got a demonstration video of how to put something like an Exodus wallet on the DataBunker. So you can install the Exodus wallet onto there and store your private keys that way. We're at the moment building a transfer unit, which essentially takes the DataBunker and turns it into a cold storage wallet with a touchscreen interface. So that's being constructed right now. We should have functioning beta test units in the next couple weeks.
It would be really cool, in my personal opinion, if you guys can get some type of a partnership with like Trezor or Ledger, where you could have an interface. So like basically they can sell a data bunker through Trezor or Ledger with all the software on it. So if you're like one of those uber nerdy, super secure guys and you don't want to keep it, like I keep everything on my Model T right here. So I mean, this thing can break. I mean, I get it in water. It's done. It can be run over, stepped on. I throw it in the pool. It's over with. But if you could have basically the Trezor interface and the software on the data bunker, then I mean, to me, that's game over. That's gangbusters right there.
Those relationships are wide open, and we're actually entertaining any of those that come up. In the meantime, we're just building our own interface. We've got the capabilities, we've got the brain power behind it to just go ahead and build that.
That would be awesome, in my opinion. I mean, like, because like me, I take my Trezor with me everywhere, and it's very small and convenient. But if I could have a backup to my Trezor,
yeah.
Like now, the Trezor private keys, and I own a Ledger also. You don't ever get to see your private keys, so it would be hard to transfer that data to anywhere else because I can't personally find the data. But if you can make a clone of your Trezor wallet, or your Ledger onto a data bunker, that could be like my safe. The data bunker can be my safe at the house that I bury under the house for like 20 years, and it's basically a carbon copy of everything I'm doing on the blockchain. And I just carry my Trezor with me to go on field trips and stuff. So anything I'm adding to my Trezor on the outside simultaneously is getting added to the data bunker because it has all the same private keys, if it's possible.
Yep. Yeah, and it admittedly, I'm not real versed in cryptocurrency at the moment. I mean, my first exposure was going to World CryptoCon. I just thought we had a really cool product that had an application in cryptocurrency, and I just went there to explore. And just the few conversations I had right after walking in the door, it blew my mind how interested people were with that product, and learning how survivable, capable it is. And then not having to explain what an EMP was that blew me away, because I was very impressed. Early adoptive people that are educated, are in the crypto space, and the intelligence level is what I experienced was quite impressive. There was a lot of really smart people at these things. So,
well, when you go to cryptocurrency conferences, you're basically dealing with a level of people that are, I mean, I'll call myself a nerd, in some respects, a versatile nerd, but a nerd all the same. So, I mean, like, I look for, I mean, like, you were telling me that you guys got some type of agreement with Atlas Bunkers. I've been watching those guys for, for about 5 or 6 years. I've been watching them. And it would be a great addition to have something like that there, to be implemented in that thing. But I mean, like, I've always been like prepper mentality. I've always been, you know, if the shit hits the fan, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, what if I lose power? Oh, I got a kerosene heater. I'm good to go. You know, what if I lose water? Well, I've got a 15,000 gallon pool in my backyard. I got water covered. You know, so on the crypto side, like, man, I've been thinking about different ways on how to have a Faraday cage, a portable Faraday cage for my phone and my most critical electronics out there. And I mean, right now, where DataBunker is at, what I love, the conversation that we had in Texas while we were sitting at the Holiday Inn having a coffee, you're like, basically the applications are limitless. All you have to do is go to the engineers, present them the problem, and they usually come up with a solution in a short amount of time. And you can build that's multi-stack servers. You can build anything very small, very big.
We do everything in house. So any format that this has to fit. If a company needs an enterprise solution for house records to keep them safe. I don't know if you know this, but Marriott just had a really big data breach. A lot of information. People that were that use Marriott, got exposed, and so in a circumstance like that, where you would have a lot of data bunkers or data bunkers in a bigger format in an enterprise solution for air-gapped cold storage of data, we can build anything. That's what this company does. Is everything's in house. So all the construction, from start to finish is done within Thermodyne's facility.
So, Aaron, please tell me, for the audience that's watching right now and for the future viewers that are going to watch this on replay, how much does this basic unit that myself and Drew have right here? So I have this one right here, so.
And I have this one. It is orange, which is way more colorful than your green one.
Green. But how much is a basic unit? 32 gigabytes of flash drive storage space, virtually indestructible. How much could a normal viewer get something like that next to their computer and desktop?
$11.95 is where they're at right now. And as we scale, we know we're going to be able to get those prices down. We are offering, if you pay with crypto and use the discount code crypto, you get 10% off. So there's an option there for using crypto payments.
So $1,195. And if I want to pay with my Bitcoin, what crypto do you take? Bitcoin, Ethereum, what else?
Yeah, everything. I'm trying to remember the name of the company we use, but they handle all the top 10.
Okay.
Also, if you use
not $11.90.
Is Daniel Walker's discount
$11?
Is Daniel Walker's discount code still valid right now through cryptocurrency?
Yes, lowercase Warpig.
Say that again, because I was talking over you.
Lowercase Warpig, one word.
So if you use Warpig, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces, I believe the discount is it 30% off? Correct me if I'm wrong.
300.
300% off sounds great.
Woo!
Yeah. $300.
Paired away.
$300 off. Okay, gotcha. You got to be all excited. It's like 300% off. Yeah, fire sale. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys use, so the normal going price is $11.95, basically let's say $1,200 because it sounds better. $11.95 is a little bit cheaper.
Yep.
If you go direct with the company, but if you use the discount code WARPIG, all in lowercase,
Yep.
all one word, you will get $300 off of that price, which
Yep.
I'm not going to
a
disclose what it costs to make one, but with that discount, it's very close to the cost of what the company cost is.
It's extremely aggressive, and it's, you know, limited time offer. So but that's why we're doing it, just to get it out there and, you know, get people talking about it and see what it's all about.
Is there anything where, like, if they do lowercase crypto soldier or crypto operator, maybe they get a little discount too?
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you get a 15% discount if you use crypto operator. You get a 10% discount if you use crypto soldier. And I get no kickbacks from that. I just want to help. Actually, I really want to help DataBunker out as much as possible. You know, any type of deal that we can orchestrate to make this work for everybody's benefit, because today, in today's day and age, you're like, oh man, $1,200, that's a lot. But my question to you and to the viewing audience is, how valuable are your digital assets? And what I mean by digital assets, I don't mean about just cryptocurrencies. How important is your lease on your apartment, or the deed on your land, or, you know, you might have a will from your great-great-grandfather that was, you know, or your great-great-great-grandfather from 1880 something that you got scanned into a digital file, and you want to preserve that forever. You know,
Yep.
that's the question. How much is that worth to you? So when you think about it in that way, it kind of doesn't make that cost too exorbitant.
Yeah,
so
if you think about a crashed hard drive recovery, if you've got, you know, important legal papers that you can't live without, you know, a crashed hard drive is going to be, I mean, I typically see them they start in the $300 to $500 range and go up from there. And that's if you can get it back.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of partitioned information, broken files, corrupted files, because it all depends on what part of the hard drive was damaged.
Right.
But Aaron, I really appreciate you being able to come into the stream last minute. You know, I just threw you a link. You came here, there you were. Oh, somebody had a quick question for you. Any idea on shipping costs to New Zealand?
Oh, New Zealand.
$1 million.
I'm guessing, this is just a guess, the standard UPS ground, probably going to be in the 2 to 3 bills. So
wow, it's got some weight to it.
Yeah,
it definitely has some weight.
Other question,
so heavy.
Mr. Miner, is how much is a plane ticket to New Zealand? Because I'm cool with jumping on a plane and bringing this to you.
It's so nice of you to volunteer.
You know, it's just New Zealand.
How big is the floppy disk inside back container?
I think it's.
I don't know what that means.
So you can put a floppy disk in here if you want, and I think it's like
really.
No, not at all.
What the hell are you talking about? A 3.5 inch, a 4, or a 6?
Right.
Yep, you can't open it. So what you see is what you get. It's essentially a thumb drive in extreme crash hardened environment.
Right.
And it's not off the shelf parts. These are excruciatingly engineered electronics inside there, and they're all domestic. So there is no components that are coming from somewhere where who knows where they're coming from.
It's all trusted and secured, unhackable. It's all offline storage. Guys, like I said before, if you missed the beginning of what I said, if you would like to purchase a DataBunker, the off-the-shelf cost with no discount is roughly $11.95 right now. They're working very, very hard on lowering that cost. If you would like to get $300 off, Use war pigs, all in lowercase, on the DataBunker site. I will put it in the description of this video after this stream is over. And if you want to get a hold of Aaron, I will. You can reach him in Telegram. He's here in the chat here on YouTube. He is a wealth of knowledge, a really great guy, a good guy to have a cup of coffee with. And well, I smoke, but you know, smoke a cigarette and just shoot the shit with. I love Aaron.
Yeah, we
guy,
met
totally legit, man.
within 5-10 minutes. We were chit chatting like we were all buddies. So,
well, you know, great minds think alike. What can I say? I have to move the chat along a little bit further. Aaron, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to be moving it over right here. I'm going to talk about the benefit that I've been working for 2 weekends in a row. I did a benefit this past weekend and the weekend before for the homeless vets of Savannah, Georgia, and also for the homeless vets of Beaufort, South Carolina, which is right over the border it's like a 45-minute, 1-hour drive for me. I belong to the U.S. Military Motorcycle Club. I'm just a general member. I'm not anybody special, but I'm a veteran myself. Drew is also a veteran. What I did put under the description of this video, if you guys look into it, there is an Ethereum, a Bitcoin, and a Bitcoin Cash address. And what I'll show you here, I'm going to share my screen to everybody to show you that the balance in the blockchain wallet that I have is empty right now. But let me set that up. I want to do my screen share. Where's the screen share button? Give me 1 second because that's important for me. Screen share. All right.
On the side.
Yep, on the side. All right, we're screen sharing right now. All right, you guys see what I'm seeing? Do you guys see it?
I just see a history of all of the sites you've been visiting.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Do you guys see a blockchain wallet right there? Do you see my screen, guys?
Absolutely. It's coming through,
cool.
bro.
So now you see there's 0 Bitcoin, 0 Ethereum, 0 Bitcoin Cash. I'm not accepting any Stellar, and there's no Stellar address in there because swapping out Stellar is a challenge to get it into fiat. Unfortunately, the U.S. military vets in South Carolina and Georgia do not accept cryptocurrency, not as of yet. I'm still talking them into that because apparently I'm the only member that I know of right now that deals in cryptocurrency. But the 3 addresses for Bitcoin, Ether, and Bitcoin Cash are right here. I'm going to leave this video up forever. But every single penny that I get from all these wallets, I'm going to dedicate to putting that to the homeless veterans of Savannah, Georgia. Unfortunately, I can't vouch for the South Carolina chapter because why is my camera off? Come on, work for me.
That's
all right. There we go. But yeah, if you go into the description of the video, like we went out there and we did a camp out, like a bunch of bikers, a bunch of other people. We charged $20 a tent. Every penny that we raise it and give it directly to the homeless veterans. There's a couple locations in the Savannah area. One is under the Talmadge Bridge. That's the bridge that goes from Savannah over the Savannah River into South Carolina. They got a bunch of those guys camped out there. We were collecting unexpired because people were bringing expired food. I'm like, seriously? But anyway, unexpired food, like, you know, canned goods. We were also collecting camping gear, such as cots, sleeping bags, warm clothes, tents. Tents was a popular item that we collect. We do it every January, and to have solidarity, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have, and so is Drew. We have a roof over our head. We have a warm house. In the summertime, I have air conditioning. You know, I don't live in the best of places. We don't definitely live in the worst of places. So what we do for one weekend, we go out in the freezing cold. We have a fire. We feed the homeless veterans. We contribute to their cause. It's not a party atmosphere at all, even though it is a biker club that we are. But we go out there and freeze our butts off for the whole weekend. So we'll camp out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. And then the following weekend, the Beaufort, South Carolina chapter is going to, well, they just did this past weekend. They had a similar camp out for their veterans. So if you guys are interested, it doesn't matter how little, how much. If it's $5 or Bitcoin Cash, it's completely up to you guys. I'm just trying to do my part. So I contributed like $20. I camped out there with the homeless guys. We collected several £1,000s of camping gear and canned goods, toilet paper, paper towels, things, luxuries that they aren't afforded throughout the year. And these guys hold on to that stuff. They really appreciate it. In Savannah, Georgia alone, we have over 5,600 homeless people, and I'd say about 25% of those are homeless veterans. It breaks my heart to learn that we're taking care of people that are not even citizens, and these guys can't get an appointment at the VA for 2 or 3 months for any ailment that they have. We're restricted from giving them medications. We can't donate medications to them for legal reasons. But I wish I could. No, give a guy some ibuprofen or something like that, because I know that can go a long way. And Drew and I can testify that 800 milligrams of ibuprofen goes a long way. So take a neat drink of water, have some ibuprofen, and get back on your feet and keep going. But these guys, it's not like they don't have a choice. They do have choices, but it's hard to compete. A lot of these guys are Vietnam vets. Some of these guys have been to Panama, Grenada. They're Gulf War veterans. I haven't met a homeless Iraq veteran yet, but I can guarantee and be assured that there are plenty out there.
Oh, I'll tell you right now. As far as obviously, I'm an Iraq vet, so yeah. Also, you. So did most of my time overseas was like from 2000. I mean, like the majority of my time overseas was like 2009 to 2014 or something like that. Did some before that also and stuff like that. But I mean, that was kind of the majority. So did a ton of definitely Iraq, all over there, but also have stayed pretty current and involved as much as possible. Not as much as possible, but I guess as much as I try to stay involved with a lot of the Iraq vets up in my area here. So, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I know a lot of homeless Iraq vets. I have a very good friend who works right downtown. I'm in Minneapolis. He works right downtown Minneapolis with an organization that is there specifically to try and help jobless, homeless, help veterans that are really struggling. So that's kind of part of the reason why, I mean, this, and as a matter of fact, I mean, there was a time in my life when I first got back from overseas, and not many people know this about me because I'm not like big into telling people my life story and crap like that, because it just is what it is. But at any rate, there was a time in my life where like I didn't have a home per se, and if I didn't have some good family and some good friends and stuff like that, I mean, I could have been a freaking homeless vet easy. You come back from, so again, I was a sniper, right? So my whole life while I'm overseas and while I'm in the military and everything like that is sniper training and stuff like that. So then I come home and I was involved in the last enemy engagement in Iraq. Huge IED explosion. We're 3 hours from shutting Iraq down, all kinds of stuff like that. And throughout a series of events, I end up basically retiring out of the military because of some of those things. But at any rate, now all of a sudden I'm stuck back in Minneapolis, where I hadn't really been living or staying. And I've got to figure out housing. I have to figure out a job. I have to figure out all this type of stuff because, as you know, you're going through some of this right now too. By the time you get your benefits, it's not like you get your benefits the day you land. It's a process. You know, you're going through your discharge, you're doing all your paperwork, you're doing all this type of stuff. And so there's a little period of time there where you're kind of, you know, you're just kind of in between everything. And it was funny because, like, I went to Best Buy, and Best Buy is big up here in Minnesota, and I was like, hey, I can really help you to not have theft. I'm a sniper. I'll just sit on your roof, and if anyone steals from me, I'll shoot them. And they didn't want to hire me. I don't get it. Don't get it. Because I feel like that would have been a great way to stop, you know, people from stealing from Best Buy. But no, I think it was almost like a year that I didn't have employment. You know, I was doing the best I could, but I had 2 kids at the time, still only have 2 kids. I had an ex-wife, so, you know, I'm paying child support. You know, every veteran has ex-wives, right? Because you go overseas for a year and, you know, your wife's not going to wait around for you.
Oh, the military, it's like a mandatory issuance of having an ex-wife.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't issue you a wife, but they'll be more than happy to issue you an ex-wife.
Yes.
Very quickly.
You can't
got
issue your ex-wife.
At least.
So at any rate, I know probably kind of boring or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's not boring to me, but some old veteran talk, which you're always going to get when you're talking to Crypto Soldier and I. We'll go through a little bit of the veteran stuff, but the point is, there's plenty of veterans out there that are homeless. Plenty of veterans out there that are having problems, and it means a lot to a veteran to know that people do kind of care. I mean, it means a lot to everyone, but you know, at some point you're out there and you're thinking, I did all this type of stuff. And once in a while your mind can wander and be like, now, you know, I helped everybody else. Now, is there anybody helping me? So I think your project is great, man. I think you're doing a good job. I'm going to donate like 0.3 ETH to it. No, I'll send something. I'm just kind of messing with you, but I'll send something over there for you guys and stuff like that too. So,
oh, the amount doesn't matter. Right. I really don't care about the amount.
Agreed.
Because it's all going to add up eventually. I mean, our event has been closed for over a week, but the thing about it is, though, they're keeping the lines open. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to record. I'm going to do my best to make sure people don't think that I'm pocketing all this myself. I'm going to record it. I talked to my club treasurer and said, can you please open up a PayPal account? And he's just like, well, we used to have one a long time ago. We don't have one anymore. I'll open up a new one. I said, good. I said, because I have to be able to digitally send assets to you from point A to point B. So whatever you guys send me, I'll do a short snippet video showing. I will show my transaction IDs if people really want to see them. If you want to call me out on it, it's perfectly fine. I'll show you my transaction IDs where I'm sending it to Gemini, because I use Gemini like 99% of the time because Coinbase takes forever. And I'm going to convert it from Gemini. I'm going to send it to my bank account. You'll see the original dollar value because the dollar value is not going to change. So from Gemini to US dollar fiat, I'm going to send it to my USA account, and I'll try to protect my account as much as I can, but I'm going to show you guys that whatever dollar amount goes from my USA account is going to go to my PayPal account, which has a 0 balance in it right now. And it's going to sit there until the treasurer of my club gives me a valid PayPal address for the U.S. Motorcycle Club for the homeless veterans. That's the most transparency that I can provide. You know, I mean, me personally, I'm going through a hard time right now. I haven't been sharing that with too many people. I mean, Drew knows what I'm going through. Aaron knows what I'm going through. Daniel Walker knows what I'm going through. There's a very small group. PJ3 knows what I'm going through. You know, basically, I joined the military in 1995, and I mean, it's been over 20 years for me that I've been, you know, in and out, down and out, deployments here and there, everywhere, active duty time, you know, away from the family, this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, I didn't ask to get a disability that's going to put me out of the military. I didn't ask for that. I would love to get my 20 years of active duty. I'm only less than 90 days away from getting 16 years of active duty, but I've got over 20 years in the military. So right now I'm at a juncture. The only thing I really wanted for this was to sacrifice enough to make sure that my wife and my kids, I got 3 young boys, that they would have at least health benefits, you know, after I'm out. So they don't have to worry about anything until they're like 23 or 26 years old, you know. But I mean, all my boys are going to go join the military. That's a mandate for me. They have to just do 1 term. They don't have to make a career out of it, just 1 term, you know, to teach them some appreciation in life. But I really feel like I'm getting shorted in a lot of ways. I don't care about the severance pay. I don't care about the pension. I don't really care about the monetary aspect of what I went through, because I kind of felt that the sacrifices that I made was good enough at least to give my wife and kids some health benefits for the long haul, or at least on a discount. It kind of felt like it's the least that Uncle Sam can do for what I did for him. That's not going to happen. And the crypto soldier is in good standing right now. I don't ask for help unless I really need help. But usually when I ask for help, I'm probably that guy that's hanging on a cliff on his last 3 fingers on 1 arm. That's usually what I'm yelling out, because I'm a little bit too prideful to ask for any type of help like that. So the donations, it's very important for me to show that whatever donations anybody sends to the 3 wallet addresses that I supplied, it's very important for me to show everybody without a shadow of a doubt that I'm not putting that in my own pocket. I will show you step by step that I'm going to give it to the U.S. Military Vets Motorcycle Club, and they have a separate account that goes to the Savannah homeless veterans. So we have 2 bank accounts. My club has 2 bank accounts. They have their club bank account, which we use for club business, and we have a completely separate bank account that goes just for the Savannah homeless veterans. So if you guys, you know, I gave like $20 at the campgrounds. I gave a bunch of old clothes that don't fit me anymore, and they're probably from the 80s and 90s, and they're not in fashion, but they're made of wool and they're in very good condition, is what we gave from our family. So that's all I'm asking for. There's a lot of guys that really need the help. I'm out there to try to help them. Hopefully, you know, sometimes money helps, sometimes clothes help. If you can't give clothes or canned goods, if you can send some crypto, I will show you guys every step of the way. I swear to God, I promise you, on the heart of all my children, I will show you that I'm not taking it in my pocket. It's actually for the homeless vets.
So, hey, super appreciate you clarifying all that. I'm pretty sure there's nobody in the chat, nobody in the room, nobody that's going to watch your videos or my videos that would ever doubt that. Yeah, anyone who knows Soldier, man, he's a super stellar, super stand-up guy. He will give you the shirt off his back. He'll give me the shirt off his back. As a matter of fact, I've been trying to get him to give me the shirt he's wearing right now for a while. But seriously, huge shout out. It's awesome that you're doing with that. So we've talked about Bunker. We have also talked about the homeless vet deal that Crypto Soldier is doing. That's a big thing in our heart. And most people in here are also like from the ARB community. So I'm going to touch base on some ARB stuff also, as far as just our community in general. I know Crypto Soldier and I have talked about this a lot, as far as really our goal is it's to help people all the time. And I'm not saying that, people aren't going to be taking their own profits and paying their own bills and stuff like that. Nothing's wrong with any of that. But also part of the deal, at least with me personally and with Crypto Soldiers, like, we're big into trying to help other people. Huge into educating people about cryptocurrency in general too. I think the crypto market it's obviously very volatile, which we know. It goes up and down all the time, stuff like that. But at the same time, if you educate yourself enough on it, get into it and stuff like that, then, it can be an area where you can make some money. It can be an area where you can lose a lot of money. So let's be real about that too. But there's a number of us that have been involved in it for a number of years who have, more or less come out pretty good in it. So that is my 2 cents on everything you've been talking about and saying. We got a few people in here. Does anybody have any questions about anything? We've got, let's see, Slevin Calibra. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry.
That's from Lucky Number 11. That's that movie.
I like Lucky Number 11. That's a good movie. Situation with vaccines has to be resolved, but the Army is a great experience to have. So was he in the military? Were you in the military, Mr. Lucky Number 11? I don't know. He's not answered. You know him. What's up? Pace Car Mike is in the house.
I know that Slevin hangs out in CCB's chats very often, so it's a familiar name. I'm not familiar with his background.
Sure.
Vaccinations in the military, sometimes they're a necessity. When I went to Iraq in 2003, and you guys are going to laugh at me because I feel like an old guy right now. I was 27 years old, had my 28th birthday in Iraq. Crypto Pace Car Mike is a Navy vet, and much congratulations and salutations to you, sir. Appreciate your service, man. Were you on a boat?
Maybe it was actually challenging too, instead of like today's Navy. Oh.
Hey, I think they're looking for a few good men, last I heard. Boats, submarines, full of seamen, phallic
a lot
symbols.
of seamen.
And they even have a position. One of my NCOs used to be in the Navy, and he was like, yeah, he goes, I didn't qualify for really any good job in the Navy, so they called me a boatsman. What the hell's a boatsman? He goes, it's basically a do-boy on a boat. So, go paint the side of the hull of the ship and go swab the deck. And, it's basically the crappiest job that you could have on a boat. You spent your Crypto Pace Car Mike spent his 21st birthday in Vietnam. Mike, you're telling on yourself, man. I thought you were much younger than that.
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't want to spend any birthday in Vietnam. When I deal with Vietnam veterans, when I meet them or whatever, probably some of the veterans I admire most out of any. And it's funny too, because they'll always right away, oh, thank you for your service and everything like that. And I'm like, wait, you were in Vietnam? Like, no matter what I did overseas, nothing can compare to Vietnam. Like, we didn't have people who were digging tunnels and all kinds of crazy stuff and living underground and popping up on, you know what I mean? Like, we had sticking drones flying around with thermal imaging software and sending us real-time live footage and stuff of the battlefront so that we could analyze it and figure out exactly which way we wanted to go in and out and stuff like that. Like, they didn't have that kind of stuff in Vietnam, man.
And I mean, Drew, I agree with you to an extent, but I mean, I was a platoon leader in Iraq in 2003 during the OIF-1, and I've never wanted to do severe bodily harm to any of my own troops until they started acting like 7-year-old children. Like, and I mean this in the most literal sense, in the absolute most literal sense. And I'm going to throw the guy's name out there. I doubt he's watching YouTube. I doubt he even knows who I am anymore. He just called me LT back in the day. But anyway, we go into an ammunition blown out compound that had scatterable mines all over the place.
Sure.
And we roll into this place, and when the Humvees pulled in, we did our little 360. We get off the freaking trucks, and I'm just like, okay. I just grabbed everybody, just said, stop where you're moving, look down, don't touch anything. We call EOD up. EOD shows up, and they just start identifying. Like we said, we got rockets, missiles, like, and the funny thing, the EOD guy, he was like some Hispanic guy named Perez. It was really funny. He just walks up, and he's got his hands tucked into his into his body armor like this. And he goes, you guys know, gargle, like, Smith & Wesson sunglasses on. He's just like, okay, LT, this is what we got over here. You see this stuff on the ground? I'm like, yeah, I see it. I don't know what the hell is it. He goes, it's a scatterable mine. I'm like, okay. He goes, there's 20 grams of TNT in every single one of these, and there's a little ribbon at the end of each one. They look like little like sawed off Coke cans with some plastic explosives and stuff, and that's what our planes dropped on the Iraqis. So I mean, he goes, let me put it to you this way, LT. It's got the temperament of a Latino woman. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, some of them,
anybody who's dated a Latin woman knows
whatever they want, and nothing happens. He goes, and then the other ones, the wind might blow a little bit, stir the ribbon, and it just goes boom. I'm just like, and then right after he said that crap, I've got two privates standing behind us that picked one up off the ground, are like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And they just threw it over the shoulder. And I lost my shit. I strangled both of them out in the field. Because I didn't want to write a letter home to anybody. That was my goal, was I don't want to write a letter home to any mother, father, sister, brother. And I mean, I made like every single one of my guys came back home. Thankfully.
That's impressive.
It was impressive. Back in those days in 2003, when it was no holds barred, I mean, it was rough. I mean, we lost some guys from other platoons, but my platoon, they all came back alive. In one piece, none of us came back in one piece. I mean, my marbles I got a few marbles loose over here and there. Some guys lost some pieces and parts. They left them over there. But, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people take for granted the sacrifices that veterans make. I don't toot my own horn. I don't tell too many war stories. I can attest to this. And I mean, he's probably got a lot more colorful stories than I could ever tell. And he came in later than I did. But my God, the military's changed. Everybody's changed. And the funny thing is when I first got back home in 2004, I mean, like, nothing seemed correct to me, like mentally, physically, nothing seemed correct, because I didn't think I was coming back home. So it took me 6 months to realize that I was still like alive and not in some kind of lucid dream. But some guys don't ever get out of that. Luckily, I had good family and friends that were able to pull me out of that. But there's a lot of guys way more messed up than me. I mean, there's guys that have lost hands, arms, limbs, legs. There's guys that live the rest of their lives in wheelchairs. And you know what? They are an inspiration to me every time I see them. I see them all the time in Savannah, especially in the summertime, St. Patty's Day. I see those guys, and they are the most uplifting characters that I ever met. And I'm just like, man, I was like, why can't I be so positive like these guys?
Well,
you know, I came back with everything except from, you know, a quarter of my brain, but you know.
Yeah, well, there's no proof you had that before you went either. So
yeah, that's right. I can't aspire to test any of that stuff either.
So, and actually, I'm kind of glad you brought that up. You know, we're just chatting, we're hanging out. None of this is ever scripted, but here is kind of part of the deal that you and I had discussed as far as tonight's stream, right? Is staying positive, you know, looking at some of the good stuff. And I'll tell you what, yeah, like so we were talking on the phone earlier today, and I had about an hour drive, so I was driving home. But well, we were talking on the phone, and I got back home, and I realized here's what happens, and it happens to veterans, it happens to everybody. You know, just because we're a veteran doesn't mean we're any different or any more special or gifted than anybody else. I mean, we did a job and we chose to do it. We signed up. Most of us knew what we were signing up for. And like you said, you don't toot your own horn. You know, I'm not a person who gets up and freaking, oh, here's what I did and here's who I am, and you all need to acknowledge me and whatever. It doesn't matter. And if you signed up to be in the military or to do anything for your country or for your fellow people or whatever, and if you did it with the right heart and the right attitude, you didn't do it so that you could go get the best medal. You know, you didn't do it so that you could go hurt other people or whatever. You did it because you believed in a system. You believed in your country. You might have had some family that you wanted to ensure their longevity and things like that. You know, all those different things. And all of us are kind of a part of, I mean, most of us here are part of cryptocurrency also. And so kind of the same type of thing that we're dealing with. I'm not going to compare the military or being a veteran or anything to cryptocurrency. Don't get me wrong here. What I'm saying is an attitude or an outlook in life in general is a lot of us forget to be thankful and grateful for what we have. And it's a challenge, right? So like when we're in the crypto community is big into becoming millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that. And so they're always talking about, we're going to get a Lambo, we're going to get a new mansion, you know, we're going to be all these great, rich, special people. But then we forget to be thankful for maybe some of the money we've already made or some of the investments that we've been able to, you know, take our daily profits out of and things like that. Maybe we forget that we have a great stinking family. You know, I'm in Minneapolis and it's like freaking negative, I don't know, a lot today. And it's super cold. And the winter can be sad and depressing because, I don't know, people who are from here love it. Like they're all Eskimos and they love to just get this cold weather. But I walk outside and my nose freezes instantly. My eyes freeze. This whole side of my face is titanium. So it like freezes up and makes me twitch and annoying, right? So, but the bottom line is like, we forget to be thankful for all the types of things we have. You know, even if you don't have a family and our community has been a little bit separated lately, but when we look at it as a whole, I mean, a lot of us are still great friends. We're talking all the time. We're chatting all the time. You know, we're binding together. You know, we're still doing great. There's been a lot of new things that have come out that are stinking awesome. You know, I don't know if you've been on the platform lately and seen, but we've got ETH payout now. You know, I get 0.29, 0.3 ETH every single day on my auto ETH payout. That's cool. That's great. So maybe we could be thankful for that versus whining and complaining about everything. And we don't have many whiners and complainers left anymore. But I don't know. You know, one time a year we remember to be thankful, and during Thanksgiving. But maybe we should remember to be thankful every day. You know, that's just my 2 cents, throwing it out there. But yeah, that's me. There's my spiel.
Well, I mean, when it comes to being thankful, you know, Thanksgiving is a holiday that everybody appreciates once a year. We go there, we stuff our faces with turkey and yams and what's up, buddy? What you need? Okay, I'll fix it in a minute, all right? All right. We stuff our faces with turkey and yam and, you know, cranberry sauce and all other good stuff. Man, every day I wake up and when my feet are warm, I'm thankful. And then when I recognize that my feet are warm, I'm thankful that I have feet.
Right.
Because
so my feet are frozen, so I need to be thankful I have feet.
You know what? I grew up in the north like you did.
Well.
Not as far north as you.
Right.
Not as far north as you, but I mean, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and there's only two things that make me go from like badass to bitch, and that's when my hands are cold and when my feet are cold. I don't care about my legs. I don't care about my face. I don't care about my body. My feet are cold and my hands are cold. I'm a pissed off motherfucker, dude.
I just wanted to know that I care about your body.
I love you. You know what? You need to be the spokesman for the homeless vets because, no offense to you, my friend, but with that beard,
I look like one. Yeah,
you're getting there. If it wasn't manicured like the way it is, like right there, you know. If you didn't have no gel in your hair, I'd be like, you know what? That could be motor oil. That could just be not washing hair for a month.
It is.
Or that could be really cool gel.
I don't use gel. I use recycled motor oil.
The movie Grease. DataBunker will appreciate that movie.
Why?
Yeah, I know the movie.
Well, we're closer in age than DataBunker and I are probably closer in age than you and I are.
I'm 46 and a little over a week.
Yeah, I'm 42 right now. I'll be 43 in a couple months.
Happy birthday, guys. I just turned 21.
No, you didn't. Lying sack of shit.
Well, my girlfriend's 21. Does that count?
No.
Okay.
Unless you want to add it to your own age.
Right. Anyways, back to what we were actually talking about. So thankfulness and things like that.
Well, you know what?
Came in.
Arb is going through. Hey, Howard in the house. Damn you, yeah, you missed a lot, man. We were talking about some good stuff. We were just to talk about a little bit of ARB, and we can only talk about what's been put out. But what I'm going to talk about is some positivity with arbitraging.
Well, there is no negativity, so I don't know what else you'd want to talk about.
I mean, let's be real, man. Let's be real. Let's quit fooling around. On the positive side, the company's communication has been much, much better lately. I cannot argue with that.
Agreed.
Also, the ETH payouts that have been happening through MyBot and the new option where they're doing ETH payouts. If you reinvest 25%, you're going to get an auto ETH payout. If you've had $10,000, the first $10,000 is going to pay you a percentage. That's excellent. Because that's something that makes everybody feel good. Everybody likes security. You know what I mean? And I hold a nice amount of ARB, okay? I have more ARB than I do ETH. Let's just say that, okay? Because I believe in the company. I love the company. I trust Howard. I trust David. I trust Mike. I trust Jesse. I trust Jaws. I trust everybody in the crew. You know? They've proven themselves to me time and time again. They're not going away. They have the same warrior spirit. I mean, maybe not the sheepdog spirit that me and you have. Like, say, a bomb goes off and we're running towards it as opposed to away from it. I mean, not everybody's wired that way. Not everybody's wired that way, but this crew from arbitraging is wired in that way, that they have the no quit, never give up attitude.
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as that goes, you're 100% right. So a lot of people have been concerned about David. I mean, I know it's no secret. Dave and I have been friends for years and years, and his crypto name's David. His birth name is Jeremy. Whatever, no big deal. Everybody knows that. But as far as David Peterson goes, him and I have been friends for years and years, and I've told people about this all the time. David does not quit. He does not give up, and he is ridiculously smart to the point of there has been so many times where I've had a conversation with him and I've sat down and I've kind of tried to reason with him, and then he'll explain his side, and then he'll explain everything else. And then I'll be like, you know what? You're right. My reasoning was off, and I figured that out. But the point is, a lot of people lately, I've had a lot of us who are involved in ARB and who are even on some type of, the personal level, as far as, I'm sure, chat box has been fielding a lot of Telegram messages. And I had somebody the other day send me a Telegram. They were like, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you. I'd like to be known too. You're never bothering me on Telegram. You hit me up on Telegram. A lot of you, I mean, some of you have my phone number and stuff like that. Call me, text me, whatever. I really, really love the ARB community. I do. And there's been some people who have been kind of talking about stuff lately, and they've even mentioned, like, one of the big deals about ARB is our community. I wouldn't have known half of you guys if it wasn't for ARB. And so that in itself is a huge benefit and a huge blessing to me. I'm not a huge freaking whale in ARB or anything like that. I think I'm technically labeled as like a shark right now. However, because within the next 3 months, I'm going to hit whale status. That's one of my goals. I'm in there still buying more ARB and still investing in ARB and everything like that. And I'm not a super like rich individual or anything like that. I know sometimes I've had people kind of for some reason assume that about me. And I don't ever want to give off that air or whatever that I'm like super rich and successful or anything like that. But again, I live my life probably different than some people. My success is not based on the dollar amount that I make. I really could care less about money. And I know some of the people in ARB are, their big thing is that they only care about money, and that's great for them, to each their own. And I won't judge you for that. But that's not my deal. I'm going to judge my success based on how many people that I can help in life, or how many people that I can maybe make an impact in a positive way. And that's just me. And I'm not saying this for like, I don't want credit or anything like that. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that's my personal philosophy. Take it or leave it. At the same time, I'll punch you in the face if you're a jerk. So it's not like I'm something great. Let's be real. But
I mean,
just to be
we
clear,
can be good buddies, and I can punch you in the face. We can still be good buddies after I punch you in the face, because you're probably going to punch me back.
Right.
And people like me and you, Drew, we'll just get up off the ground, pick up our teeth, and just be like, haha, that was a good time.
Yeah.
But that's just not the way everybody is right now. And I have to interject very briefly. Don't forget your thought. The only thing that irritates me right now. And I mean, there's a really good YouTuber out there that I helped get started, Devraj. I think he's crypto passive income guy, British guy, really great guy. I mean, he's like a therapist and all this other stuff. He's like, oh, all these whiny babies and this and that. I was like, honestly, one of the things when I first started promoting arbitraging from the very start, I always said, and I really feel like the community is getting spoiled in a lot of ways. I always said, never invest more than you're willing to lose. I put over $500 of my own cryptocurrency into arbitraging, and I earned a lot of more tokens than that. You know, through either affiliates, through bounty programs, through this, through that, through the other thing. I earned a lot, and I sold off a lot. I did. But I hodled. I had that little cluster of tokens that I just couldn't let go because I knew where this project was going. David and I had lots of long conversations in the wee hours of the night, and we weren't sitting on each other's pillows. That's for damn sure. It was just on cell phones. But after me having that first real good interview with him, we started talking on a regular when he had time.
Yep.
And his time was much more available back in those days, 1 year from now. It's actually almost an anniversary for me right now.
Thanks.
The anniversary. The thing about it, the people that are really pissed off right now, they really need to slow the roll because they need to put a mirror in front of themselves. Because if you are investing in cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, XRP, any of the top 10, you are going into a high risk, speculative market. All of us are doing that. Well, and if you choose to listen to a YouTuber that is going into something even more highly speculative, that's on you. It is completely on you. And don't come bitching and whining if you fucking mortgage your fucking house to get into ARB, and if you lose, that's on you, dude. I didn't fucking put a gun to your head and tell you to fucking mortgage your fucking house. I put $500 into arbitraging and got a shit ton of fucking tokens at 40 fucking cents in the ICO. I did.
Well, so you did good. I've invested in our, since day one. And I think you and I were talking about this too, that I was kind of trying to figure out how much really out of my own pocket I'm in, because I've bought a lot, I've held a lot, I've sold a lot, then I've rebought, all types of stuff like that. I don't know, I might all be in that a lot more than 500, but that doesn't matter. But the point is I was sitting next to David one day, and I don't think he'll mind that I'm telling you this, but I've spent a bit of time with him and at his house and stuff like that, because obviously we are good friends to the best of my knowledge until after this live stream. No, I'm just kidding. But so somebody telegrammed him, and I wish people would understand, like, I've had people send me messages and they're like, hey, I sent him a message and he hasn't got it. And most of them are pretty happy about it, and they understand, but once in a while they're like, why hasn't he got back to me? And I'm like, well, I was sitting with him last night for like 3 hours and he probably got 300 messages on Telegram. Like, I've sat there and watched him talk to people on Telegram, and a lot of people who have been involved know, like, you all have had a lot of access to them, and you're investing in a company and you're getting access to the CEO. That's a pretty big deal. Now, I've been his good friend since before any of this ever happened. I've been at his house when he lived not too far from me. I met his son that died, you know, all of those types of things that he told everybody. Like, I was there during a lot of that stuff. So let me just tell you this. I've sent him text messages that he hasn't answered. I've called him and he hasn't answered my phone call. But it's funny because I didn't jump on my YouTube channel hours after and be like, oh, why isn't my best friend answering my phone call? You know, like, come on, man. He's running a company, and if you know him, and that's, you know, that's the deal. If you know him, you know this about him. He is going to work his butt off, and he's not going to quit. He's not going to give up, and he's going to make sure that all of this goes well, which is why I have zero problems and issues being confident in it. But I guess the main point is, right, Anna says, yeah, he's kind of busy. It takes time to, like, answer other people. Obviously, he's taking time away from some of the work that should probably be getting done, but it's fine. But, like, I sat there, and it was fun and interesting, too, because I love learning about stuff, you know, like, I will try to be educated for the rest of my life. Like, every day, if I can learn something, it's great. But we're sitting there and someone sends them a message, and I think their ABOT was right around 25,000, right? And they go, will you buy me out of my ABOT? Right to David, right? And he says, okay, what's your user ID? Logs in, looks at it. And basically, and I'm saying this because you basically have told me this too, right? Like, you've got $500 invested or whatever you have invested. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, he goes in and he shows the guy, he literally screenshot and showed the guy, you got a $25,000 ABOT. You have affiliates that are paying you a few $100s a day. And this certain person, his entire investment that he had put in was $1,000. But he had been paid out close to like $18,000 or $19,000. Like, you know, when you're in there and you're looking at everything, you can see every ETH that has come in. You can see the dollar amount, everything like that. So he can see the total investment here is, you know, like $1,000 or whatever it is. And then he can see all your withdrawals. And there were a couple of people who we had, you know, he had done those types of things and looked at where their ABOT is, what their daily payout is, how much they've invested, how much they've taken out. There was a guy in there who had literally already taken out over $100,000. His original investment was like 10 grand. So we've agreed that our stream tonight is going to be positive and all of those types of things. And again, I'm totally not like trying to out anybody or anything like that. But if we go back to our original concept of being thankful for the things we've got, any investment where you can get your money back and then also even profit from it, if you've doubled your investment in something, that's probably a really good thing. Like, I'm going to stay in that investment for life. That's just me. And again, I don't give, you know, advice on what you should invest in or what you shouldn't invest in. But if we're talking about being thankful and stuff like that, I mean, if your investment has doubled, be thankful. If your investment has made 30 to 50%, that's great. I did real estate for a long time. And so, like, I did some houses here and there and stuff like that. And I had houses where I was like, man, if I can break even on this house, thank God. You know what I mean? So, I mean, here we are in the ARB community, and a lot of us have done really well. And I know there's some new investors who've come in November and December and stuff like that who maybe haven't got their ROI back or whatever. But, you know, again, I think you came in on the ICO, you know, the time frame of ICO. And I've had a couple friends who want to come in lately too. And I've told them, hey, man, let me show you what's going on. Let me show you the platform, all this and that. Go in. I had one of my buddies threw 42 grand in the other day. Great. And he was happy, and he's still happy. You know, the point is this. You decide your own, you decide your own self what you want to do with your investment. That's up to you. You know, it's your cash, it's your money. You've worked hard for it. You decide what you want to do. But I know ARB is not an ICO. But like the way I'm looking at it is a lot of things are being revamped. A lot of things are coming out again. And it's almost like a fresh start with arbitraging, in my opinion. Again, I'm not saying that's what it is, but this is just my opinion. Is like we kind of have a fresh start. So we're coming in. I mean, today you can get in at like what, $7, $6, whatever. Actually, you can go on that buy side and you can go way down. You could probably get in for $5 or $6 right now in our.
You can get in for any price you want today. I call it like I see it.
Right.
You can go in on the buy side today and put an order in for $2, $3, $4 worth of ETH. And there are people out there that are so disgruntled that order will fill in seconds, not minutes, not hours, seconds. And my thing is, though, I am not losing my solidarity. I'm not changing my position because I know what I know. And the thing about it is, though, I've been to the man's house, broke bread at the table, gone on a couple car trips with him.
You didn't get to ride in the ARB Stang yet.
What's that now?
Said you haven't got to ride in the ARB Stang.
I have not had a chance to ride in the ARB Stang yet.
We should probably plan that trip.
I've been on the G-Wagon. I was there for other purchases. I was there for other business ventures. I'm not at liberty to disclose everything. Trust and loyalty mean everything to me. It's a rare quality to find in a lot of people. You know, I'm part of Generation X, and I'm extremely proud of it. Extremely proud of it now that I've seen what these new generations are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, being that I am what I am and I am who I am, I'm not ashamed and I'm proud of it because my word is my bond. I'm one of those guys. Now, there's guys that were born in the mid 70s like me, you know, late 70s, early 80s. You know, I met a lot of guys who are like, oh, I'm not a millennial or whatever like that. I'm like, hey, I'm fine with whatever of that stuff, you know? I said, your core values, how you were raised, and what someone's word and bond means. And my word and bond means something. I mean, for me, family comes first, job, which I'm about to be out of. I got a club that I'm extremely loyal to. God is also up there in the #1 position. But other than that, I mean, family is a relative term, meaning that, you know, I've got my immediate family that I'll kill and die for. And then I have my extended family.
Correct.
I've got my extended family, which are my veteran brothers, people that have proven themselves to me that their word is their bond. People that have shown that, you know, my loyalty to them will pay off to loyalty to my family later on down the line. Yeah, I'll lay my life down. I'll lay my reputation. I'll lay everything on the line. I'll go all in. Ain't a problem. It's not a problem, dude. Money comes, money goes. You know, I mean, it is what it is. My wife was pissed at me because I sold my motorcycle and my boat to come and see her on a trip. And she's like, oh my God, you sold all this stuff for me. I was just like, I'll buy another one. It doesn't matter. I'll just get another one. And I'll probably get another one that's better than the last one.
Well, so let's touch on that for just a second, right?
Hold on one second. It's gonna get noisy for me here shortly. I just wanted to. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm a way better listener than a talker. So
you're doing great, Aaron. I actually wanted to interrupt to let you talk. Also,
no, I just my son's in the shower and he gets pretty wild. But anyways, the I just wanted to add what you guys have been talking about, especially in the art community. I haven't met anyone that I have even come across and said, I don't know if I like that guy. I have seen a family, a community of people that all have one another's backs, and it centralizes around this individual, David. And I met David at the 1st of November in Vegas, and uh, almost immediately realized, what a great guy he is. And then since then, have learned how generous he is, how loyal he is to friends, and I've experienced it myself. So I just wanted to say before I cut out here, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate you guys for who you are and what you've done, and the opportunity to get to know you. So, and now the cat's getting all squirrely. So, but I'm gonna log and go help my wife with my son. So I appreciate you guys.
Brother. Well, appreciate you. And we'll be doing more work with you guys and your company too. So thank you for
everybody. Before DataBunker gets off here, please be sure after this stream is over, I'm going to update my description under this video. Please check, subscribe to his Twitter. Check out the webpage, DataBunker, DataBunker, DataBunker. I'm telling you guys, it's the bomb.com, and I will be putting up some reviews on my page about it later. DataBunker, thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate your time and your knowledge and your experience, and I can't wait to do another one with you.
Awesome. All right, you guys take it easy. Love you.
All right, man. Take it easy. Drew, you still with me, brother, or are you peeing? Hello, Drew. Where you at? So Slevin says it's a shame that the other group of bored people who are cyberbullying other people every day are not stopping, looks like. Well, I'm not going to make this stream about that. I don't want to give any attention to that. That's not what I'm about. Slevin, it is a shame that there's been some mudslinging going on, that certain people have been doxxed. It is what it is. You can't go back in time. All we can do is move forward and make the future better. That's all we can do. The stream that myself and Crypto Operator have put together tonight, I don't know what people were coming in the stream for. I'm happy that they showed up. I hope everybody hits the like, subscribe, and share button out there. And look in the description. You'll find Drew's YouTube page also. And make sure you hit the like and share and subscribe button on his page too.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, man. But what I'm saying is that, everybody wants to talk about some dirty, nasty drama crap. And that's not what this channel is about. That's not what me and Drew are about. We talk about our investments. The markets are down, slightly up today, then back down again. It's going to pick back up again. Folks, don't sleep on it. I mean, if you see a low price, grab it. Don't feel bad about it. I'm not a trader. I don't trade. I'm a hodler. I'm an investor. I'm buying for the next year or two. So the stuff that I talk about, the stuff that Drew and I talk about, isn't like, oh, Digitex Futures is 5 cents today. Oh, that's awesome. So maybe it'll be 10 cents tomorrow and we can double our money. I'm like, dude, I'm looking for Digitex to be $1. It'll be a while, but it's going to be $1. And I got over 10,000 of them. And I bought it for a couple $100. So a lot of people might compare this to penny stocks and crap like that. It's different. If you believe in the technology, you've done your due diligence. If you know the people that Drew and I know, if you're involved in arbitraging, if you know the people that we know, you'll understand why we're all in on this project.
Well, bottom line is this. I don't know. I don't believe there will ever be a day where we can get back into ARB at 40, 50, 60 cents, right? I know you and I have had, we've done some live streaming and we've had chats. I think we had a time where we've talked a lot about like buying ARB and stuff like that and other cryptocurrencies. I mean, if anybody knows me, you know I am a huge supporter and huge, like, I own Stellar. I love XLM. I love their platform. I love their theories. I love what they could become and what they should become. Huge supporter of Stellar. Now, where will they ever go anywhere? I'm not trying to, I don't know. I really don't know any of the people from Stellar. I don't know any of them. But what I do know is when I researched ADA Cardano and I researched Stellar, and it's almost a way of hedging my bets, right? I bought in big on both of them. And when I say big, I mean a few $100, because when I bought in, I mean, it was cheap, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
thousands of tokens. So if it ever blows up, great. If it doesn't, oh, well, I lost a few $100. And I know that sounds like a few $100 doesn't mean much to me. In reality, a few $100 does mean something to me, okay? In Minnesota, we have something called pull tabs. And I don't know if, do y'all have that down where you're at?
Pull tabs? You might have to define it for me.
So
we might have something similar.
So you go to your local... it's big at like the VFWs and all that type of stuff, right? But you go down there and they have it. It's a gambling, kind of like a scratch off type gambling type deal. But you go up and there's a whole box of tickets, and it'll tell you it's an 85% pay. It's anywhere from like a 75% to an 85% payout, right? And then 9 times out of 10, there's some that are unposted boxes, but some of them are posted where they'll show you what the winners are. So basically, you can look at this box and you're like, okay, there's $8,000 worth of tickets in there. Out of that $8,000, there's $4,000 to $5,000 worth of winners. And you can kind of play your odds, and maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose. I've got friends that will literally stop at the bar every night, every single night on their way home, and they will throw $100 to $200 into a pull tab box, hoping that they pull a 500. So there's a lot of ways to look at investments, right? And I'm sure I'm not going to get 5 stars on how I'm telling you to invest. But I had a buddy, and he was going every night after work, and he was doing that. And I said, one day I was like, bro, you're throwing $200, you're throwing $1,000 a week into this freaking box, hoping, what are you hoping to make? Of course, he's hoping to make a couple grand. So, I'm a big supporter of arbitraging, but also I do a little bit of trading on the side. So I've got Bitcoin, and I've got Ethereum, and I've got Stellar and Cardano, and what else do I have?
Look at the scoreboard.
My scoreboard is right here. I always look up there. I keep track.
Every time we talk on chat, dude, like, you're always looking up at the scoreboard, like, what else do I got?
Right here. I gotta keep.
I love it.
But the point is, so there was a time where I finally convinced him. I was like, here's the deal. And I set up his own ABOT for him, but he didn't know anything about crypto, and he was so confused about it, and most people are. So I set up his bot for him, and he's been super happy with it. And even lately, where it's been down and hasn't been paying out like it was, the last couple months and whatever, he's still, I grabbed his bot the other day. I signed him up for that auto ETH payout and everything like that. He's making 0.29, 0.3, whatever it is, every day on ETH. I'm helping him cash out. So he sent me his couple ETH today, and I use Kraken. I know you do Coinbase and everything else you do. Most of my cash outs I do through Kraken.
I'm Gemini, man. Gemini all the way, baby.
But I was able to take his ETH. Okay, so when he sent me his ETH, it was at 117. And then I set a sell order for 124. He sent it to me at 117. I said, can you wait a couple days? He's like, yeah, I'm cool. I said, all right. So he sent it to me 117. I set a sell order for 124, and it sold like yesterday or the day before. I don't know. We'd have to go into my Kraken account and look. But at any rate, and then I gave him the full 124 Alto, even minus my freaking $5 fee for transferring it to my bank account or whatever. But the point is, he made a couple $100 the last few weeks or whatever, just being on the auto pay, and he doesn't even look at it. But he's making way more in arbitraging than he is going and throwing money into a freaking just
slot machine.
Yeah, slot machine, whatever you want to call it. And, and he's still having fun with it too. So I guess my point is, and again, like to recap, be thankful for the little things, man. That's my theory. My theory is find things to be thankful for every day and be thankful. Be a positive person. And I don't know. I'm not even disappointed or mad that ARB is down where it was. You and I had this conversation a while ago, and we figured it would stabilize around whatever,
I was thinking 5 to 10. 5 to 10. That's where it needs to be right now.
We had that conversation. We said between 5 and 10, it's probably going to stabilize. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it goes down to 2. I don't care. All I know is right now, anywhere below the freaking $7 to $9 mark, if you can buy ARB lower than $7-8, that's a freaking fire sale in my opinion. I was buying ARB all the way up to $8, and I don't think I bought any after $8. Maybe once, but I didn't go really heavy in at $10, $12. No offense to anybody. I'm not saying that it was a bad decision if you did. I mean, I know people who bought ARB at $20 and stuff like that. And again, but I bought Bitcoin at 6,000. So I mean, that's just how this market works.
Hey, Drew, let me interject for a second here, and let me put it this way. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I might get myself in trouble.
Probably.
More than likely, I'll probably get myself in trouble for opening my mouth right now.
We're kind of troublemakers anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make too much trouble. I'm not that drunk yet. I'm not that drunk. Not yet. Nope, not yet. No. Let me put it to you this way, folks. This is what's kind of coming down the pike. So there have been rumors that there's going to be an ARBMEX, an arbitraging version of BitMEX or Digitex. Could it happen? Very possibly.
I think so.
It's pretty likely. I'm not going to confirm nor deny anything. There are bigger and better things coming. There's a company that came out during WCC that PJ3 put out that's willing to take arbitraging tokens to pay for travel fees as a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency, not just a token. Okay? So that being said, this is the infancy of ARB. This is the first year of the company. And when I looked at David and David looked at me, I looked at Gonk, I looked at a couple other people, and they're just like, you know what? He goes, we don't invest in companies. I mean, we do invest in companies, but we invest in people behind the companies.
Right.
He goes, I'm not giving your company X amount of dollars for whatever. Gonk is not throwing money to the wind like X amount of dollars. Oh, I like the company. I like the idea. I was just going to throw. No. Smart, wealthy people. What they do is they don't invest in people, or no, they don't invest in companies. They invest in people. They invest in ideas. They invest in visions, and
So
the
I guess
vision has to be attainable.
right. I think that's some of the things that people are maybe forgetting or not realizing also is let's consider the investors, right? So back in the day, you and I had a conversation about Bitcoin. If you know much about Bitcoin, you should know that there absolutely is already investors in Bitcoin that are far more than just one person, right? There's industry in Bitcoin already. There's entire nations in Bitcoin already, right? So when people say Bitcoin is going to fail, here's the real theory or question between Bitcoin failing is if you have an entire nation behind you that has put billions of dollars into you and into Bitcoin, do you really think they're going to let Bitcoin fail? I don't think they're going to let Bitcoin fail. Now, will Bitcoin maybe drop to a certain amount? Sure, maybe. So now if we look at arbitraging, some of the investors that are in arbitraging, speculative, again, this is strictly speculative, but there, I fully believe that there are enough investors, there's enough support in arbitraging to where you got one or two guys that are off their freaking rocker, mentally unstable, whatever people want to say or think about them. And again, not bringing attention to anybody.
No, absolutely not.
But I'm just saying, in a community like this, there's some people that know my family history, and we're not going to go into it. But I had a family that was very strong and very together, and one person decided that they would try to take down our entire family. And they were successful to a point. They took down maybe 40% of my family, something like that. But the rest of my family joined together and decided, we're not going to let this one person destroy our family name. Now, that one person definitely did not bring justice to our family name. But at the same time, we all tried as a family. We talked to that person and we tried to kind of bring them in and see if they could, we're like, hey, go get counseling, go do this and that, whatever. We didn't disown them per se. But eventually it was one of those things where we're like, you know what? Here's the deal. If our family wants to survive and wants to do well, you can't be a part of this. And so we had to kind of push them away. And again, I love ARB. I love the ARB community, everything like that. I have no say in anything that happens in this community at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be everybody's biggest supporter to the very end. That's just how I am as far as the ARB community goes. But the point is, ARB has a great community. It has a great family. If we stick together, we're going to do great. They also have some really great investors, and a lot of people are kind of whining and complaining, and they're not realizing the big picture of we have a really great group. We have a really great community. We also have a larger group that supports all of us. I mean, we really have a big, large community that supports us as far as some of us little guys who have, there's guys out there with $5,000 bots, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, like that. Realistically, at this point, if you have a $60,000 or $70,000 in ARB, you're still kind of one of the smaller fishes or dolphins or whales or whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying that as an insult.
Wow, you just made me feel really, really small. Like I just got an innie in my pants. What the fuck?
I don't want to small. All I just want to impress on you that we have a really big group of supporters that still love all of us. I'm a small guy in ARB, man. But like these big guys in ARB are still like, they love us. They support us. And I don't know. That makes me feel good. Not that it's about feelings, but it's just, you know, it's a good thing.
One of my biggest concerns are for arbitraging, and this is where people like you and I come in. Is that I want to impart upon the community, upon everybody that's watching this video, that I'm not full of shit. Okay. What I'm concerned about is that the platform still works. No matter which way you flip it, it still works. And what I don't want to happen is what has happened to a lot of other platforms. Platforms die when the community dies.
Right.
If there's nobody to uplift the platform, if there's no community to uplift the platform will die. No question about it, bar none. Game over. If the current investors do not maintain, and if there is no new investment, this platform will fizzle out, die, go in the dust, just like everything else that we've seen before. But the thing about it is, though, is like that's why I'm a staunch supporter, because I'm a staunch supporter of the CEO, of the dev team, of everybody that knows who anybody is. I support all of them wholeheartedly because I believe in this. I've believed in it since day effing one. At least I didn't cuss that time because I really.
Hey, you are. So check this out, buddy. Robert Ford, who Robert and I have been kind of chatting in Telegram a little bit here and there, and I don't think I've been overly rude or mean to him. Probably, I actually have kind of liked chatting with him a bit, but I don't know if he's new or not. I just know that I have recently been talking with him.
Robert Ford has been around for a while.
Has he? And again, so most of you guys know, we've discussed this a little bit, like back when I started doing some live streams with you, is I've been in ARB since like the beginning, right? But I didn't even set up a Telegram account until like, I don't know, freaking September or something like that. I am a huge, Robert's been in since ICO. Well, that's super, that's cool, man. And apparently I helped him out. Good. I'm a behind the scenes guy. I'm not a guy who likes to be on live streams and be out in the front. And Robert would understand that because apparently he's done a lot of like Hollywood style videos and stuff like that. So at any rate, apologize to some of you that I'm still kind of getting to know. But I'm really glad that I've got involved in the Telegram community and stuff. And really what pushed me into it was the ArbStang project. But I guess the main point is, now that I've been in Telegram, I've gotten to know a lot of you and a lot of the people in it. And it's, I mean, again, community, right? When we were in Las Vegas this last time for World Crypto Conference, we spent at least an entire night. It was like David and myself. Mad Dog was there. Not trying to out you, Mad Dog. I don't know if that's whatever, but Anna was there. Definitely trying to out you, Anna. Gems was there, but there was a lot of us. But we spent some time with Brock Pierce. And in case a lot of you don't know about him, he's a Minnesota boy, first of all. So grew up over here, right? Definitely always gonna out you, Anna, but nobody else. Anna, for some reason, didn't think she was mad at me in Las Vegas. I don't know. She didn't think I was any fun. Whatever. But the point is, Brock Pierce, we spent like a spent a pretty decent time with him. We were in like the same kind of suite as he was in or whatever, and we were oh wait, I forgot. Mad Dog and I are almost the same person. This is a side note. There was a little video release that Mad Dog, I don't know if you guys know this about people, but there is a certain person, I'm not saying it's Mad Dog or not, but there was a person who apparently runs arbitraging, and they released a video, and I thought it looked a lot like me without my beard. So I'm just going to say in public right now that it was probably me, and I probably run arbitraging. And I'm just kidding. I do not. But the point is, let's go back to Brock Pierce. So Brock Pierce, we had a lot of conversations. So David and myself and some other people were talking to him kind of throughout the night. And I think David has said this too, but one of his big deals was, thanks, Mad Dog. One of his big deals was community. And he was really impressed with the ARB community. He looked into it a lot, and he had mentioned that he hadn't seen community like that in crypto for a long time. He was really impressed. And I guess that's one of the things about tonight that I was hoping we could convey was, man, the ARB community is great. I've had the chance to meet, and I'll say this again and again and again in any live stream I'm in. I have had the opportunity to meet some of the best people I've probably met in my whole life. Crypto Soldier is one of them. Mad Dog, I could never say enough great things about Mad Dog. Anna Joe, I will never say anything good about her. Just kidding. No, Anna Joe is awesome. And I could go down the line. You were talking about too, like Gonk and obviously David Peterson, Chatbox, freaking Country Boy. And the problem in doing these shout outs is like, we'll never say all. I mean, I can list hundreds of people. Mr. Deeds, stinking awesome. All of the ARB admins. Like, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to talk to Anna Joe says Brat. Prime, Nigel, Marcus,
Clark Ban's the head banner of all of them.
Boom! That's a Ban Hammer. Austin, you're right. You're right, Robert. Yeah, Austin is freaking awesome. Move on and talk about Tron and other projects. There's so many of them. But I mean, there's a lot of great projects. We talked about, I'm going to be Bitcoin supported forever. We talked about XLM, all those. Tron, I lost a ton in Tron. I'm out of Tron. I'm glad y'all are staying in and being supportive of them. I lost more money than I wanted to in Tron. I'm done with them, but Tron's cool.
I never got into Tron, but I am hardcore XLM. I'm hardcore Cardano.
Me too.
I'm hardcore Bitcoin. I'm hardcore Ethereum. Not a fan of EOS.
Nope.
Not a fan of Tron. Digitex futures. I see futures. I see futures in Digitex futures.
I need to get into Digitex, man.
You still haven't yet? What's the matter with you
right now, bro? I am extended past my limit on all my investments.
Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna go there. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm getting verklempt.
So I got a free bunker and I'm psyched. Titanium just posted a clip. Oh, you're right. You know what? I like Maddie too. Soldier is hardcore, man. Pippa 777, she said Soldier's hardcore. He is. I'll tell you what, though. I have called Soldier multiple times, right? And I've been like, bro, tell me what's going to happen with this crypto. And he'll tell me. And like in the back of my mind, I don't want to believe him. Actually, when I was trading, I had a time in my life where I was trading Bitcoin like crazy, man. I had Bitcoin, a lot of them. and I was trading them. I'm buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. Like I said, I bought Bitcoin. The first Bitcoin I bought was under $300, so I bought in early, and I had a lot of them. So I was buying, selling, and I would call Crypto Soldier and I'd be like, "Dude, what's gonna happen today?" Because I didn't know. Man, I love Rio. You're right. Here comes Rio.
Rio.
Rio's my guy, man. Rio's awesome. And Titanium.
In the bathroom, clean it up.
But at any rate, I mean, we've been in this stream for 2 hours, man. You guys have been hanging out and chilling with us, and you know, we just Crypto Austin's here, really. Now everybody's jumping in. Country Boy back.
CCB in the house.
Country Boy says I'm last week's garbage.
Woot woot! Can I have a hallelujah? Amen. Hashtag amen. Hallelujah. That's just for you, buddy. That's just for you. Only for
And
you.
if I didn't mention Country Boy, I am so sorry. You know, he's one of the first people that ever had me on a live stream, I think.
Who?
Country
CCB?
Boy. Yeah.
Really?
I think he was the first person that ever had me on a live stream.
I thought I was the first person. Bitch, you cheating on me, motherfucker.
I cheat on everybody. You know I'm a cheater.
You old homeless looking motherfucker, man. I love you to death, man.
I love all y'all, but no, I appreciate you for sure. I appreciate Country Boy more than anyone.
All right, I guess I'll be second place. I'll be second place. That's fine.
There is no
I'll be sloppy seconds. Okay, Big Country gets you first.
If we're all family, there's no second place, and that's the deal, right? Is we're all in this together.
We are.
Absolutely. There's not a second place because we're all. It's like we're all gonna hug and hold hands, and we're gonna walk across that finish line together. So that's my theory.
Hey, so a husband and wife go to the psychologist or the marriage therapist.
Oh, Jesus.
You're like, oh, here it comes. They said, this is an old Eastern European joke that I'm translating into English, so I'm trying to make it to the Western culture here. So a husband and wife go to the marriage therapist, and they're just like, well, it's kind of hard for us to like make love the way we used to and everything like that. And the marriage therapist recommends to them, he goes, well, how do you guys make love? Well, of course, we always do it with the lights off. He goes, well, why don't you try to do it with the lights on? What up, Austin? So they start making love to do it with the lights on. They go to the next appointment. And they said, so have you tried making love with the lights on? How was that? Did it entice your marriage? Did it make it better? He goes, it was kind of like the same, but their kids really enjoyed it because they're all sleeping in the same bed. And Andrew covers his face because over in Eastern Europe, you know, you got 6, 7 people sleeping in the same bed together.
Oh no, I understand.
But I'm sure most of the crowd didn't get that one.
Well,
the listeners didn't get that one.
Get a green face like she's throwing up. I spent a lot of time overseas. Obviously, understand that you got 25 people in one apartment.
Man, we've had a great stream tonight. I think we've gone for almost 2 hours, man.
Over 2 hours.
Are we over 2 hours?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I got my kid in the bathtub right now. I've got to get his butt washed because it's not feeling too hot. But anyway, I would like to say a big thank you to everybody that's come out to the stream tonight. Please look down in the description. Please contribute to the homeless veterans of Savannah, Georgia. And like I said before, we are going to, I'm going to show every step of the way on the transaction history where I'm giving the money to where it belongs to. Other than that, look also into the description to get DataBunker. It's not there yet. I'm going to update the description. Check out a DataBunker. I just did an unboxing tonight with DataBunker. It's a great resource. It's a great product. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. And if you use the discount code WARPIGS, you get $300 off the cover price, which the cover price is $11.95. So take $300 off of that. You can get your own DataBunker to store all your digital valuables of any sorts and stuff. The 32 gigabytes at this time right now. So please support WARPIGS. It is WARPIGS, all in lowercase, WARPIGS, one word, no spaces. Support DataBunker on that 1,000%. Also, I want to do a huge shout out to crypto operator Drew, the sniper. Take it away,
former sniper.
Take it away.
Hey, man, you know what? I appreciate you a lot. Thank you for letting me have, being on your stream and stuff like that. I really look forward to us doing some work with a bunker here. If Aaron can get us all together and have us do a shooting day at the range, I mean, that'd be a blast, literally and figuratively. WARPIGS is lowercase. Thank you guys for, man, we've had people in here for 2 hours. That's huge. Huge, dude.
Dude, our numbers right now are up. Like, we started with 16 people. We're up to 23 right now. And there's probably going to be another 150 that are going to rewatch this because they're going to repost this. So, I'm a kick like that.
Great. If I can get one subscriber out of this video, you'll make my day. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, which not trying to promote myself, that's not what I do, but if I can get one more subscriber, hey, why not?
Fuck your channel. Subscribe to Crypto Operator Drew. Look in the description. His YouTube channel is in my description right now. Subscribe to him. Every single person subscribe to him. Give him another 23. I see 23 viewers right here. Subscribe to Crypto Operator Drew, man. You want to talk to some real MFers? You want to talk to some real people? You're talking to the two of us. We're some beer drinking, gun shooting, PTSD having MFers that will make you laugh, make you cry, go on mood swings, and break some shit on a random fucking day. Okay, I didn't censor.
Have my parrot laughing at you. I don't know if you heard him. So I had to move my parrot in here because if he's not in the live stream, he's in the other room just yelling and stuff. But he was literally just laughing at you.
Well, I love him. He looks beautiful.
Yeah, well,
I want to pet the bird.
He's a damaged soul just like you and I. All right, man. Minnesota, goodbye. We just took like an hour to say goodbye. That's how we do this. So Thor's going to do a dance for you. Ready?
All right, man.
Dance.
This is the Crypto Soldier. This is the Crypto Operator signing off with over and
out. Adios. Good night, y'all. Love ya.